Well, a year ago, the first edition of Dentistry had hardly had time to reach our audience when a letter came back from Martyn Amsel, giving us his comments and ideas for the programme. It was obviously only a matter of time before we had to get our camera crew to Banbury and Warwick to take a look at the practices which were built from 2 squats into 8 dentists, 4 hygienists and many staff by Martyn and his partners, Peter Wilkins and Martyn Watson.
My partners, Peter Wilkins and Martyn Watson and myself, would like to welcome you to our practice here in Banbury. This practice was started 15 years ago as a squat in leasehold premises and rapidly became a busy practice with 6 dental surgeries and 3 hygienists. 5 years ago we started another practice in Warwick in freehold premises, and that is now 2 dental surgeries and 1 hygienist. But rather than show you the interior decor and the equipment within these practices, we thought we'd give you a light-hearted look at some of the problems we've had with people over the last few years, and the ways that we have involved our staff in the solving of these problems. We've entitled this practice profile, Putting People First. Where better than to start with our longest surviving member of the team, Cilla, the cleaner.
Oh, hiya. Hello. I want to tell you about my pracky, where I work. It's a great place, you know, dead sound like, but it hasn't always been like this. And that's why I want to tell yous about it. You see, I want to show you that despite my charm, my sagacity and my devastating beauty, we've still had to think and work hard at making this place work. And now, this pracky sees several hundred people a day. And I should know, I have to clean up after them. Me and my boys, that's the 3 partners and me, we've always been very flexible. You see, as my boys would say, we've always known that the only constant is change. If you kick a brick, it shouldn't stay. So, over the years, we've worked to identify the most important consideration in running our pracky. And we've concluded that it's the people. Now, as you well know, people see things from very different points of view.
I'm the patient, and I look up at her because she deals with my appointments, and I look up at him because he's the dentist.
I'm the receptionist. I look down on her because she interrupts my day, fussing about her appointments. But I look up at him. He pays my wages, and he's the dentist.
I look down at them both because I'm the highly paid professional. I am the dentist.
People also come in different forms. And the boys and me, in the past, we've employed them all. No one will ever forget Dr. Bruce Dunderlilling.
Come on, Sheilas, one more bucket of amalgam. I've got to be on the surf at 2 o'clock.
Then there was Dr. Boss E. Boots.
Now, Mrs. Martyn, you've got a very good set of teeth on the upper, but I'm afraid you've got a few teeth missing on the lower, so we're going to make you a little part lower denture.
But I don't want a denture.
No, I'm terribly sorry, but that's what you need.
No, I'll have
Barry,
one
could we
before.
have the impression,
I
please?
don't want a
yes,
denture.
We're going to take just a little impression.
No, I don't
We're
want
just
a
going to
denture.
take a little impression.
And of course, the infamous Dr. Willie Whining.
Jane, I really am fed up. There's just not the work about that there used to be. The principals get all the good patients, and I just get the toothaches who never want to pay.
Oh, there.
And to crown it all, my aspirator's gone and broken, and I've only had it 10 years.
And then there's the staff. I mean, I know I'm a hard act to follow, but some of our staff didn't even come close. Take, for example, young Jan at the desk.
Right away, please. I've got really bad toothache. I'd like to see him now if that's possible.
Well, I think he's got a patient in at the moment. Was it straight away?
Well, could you find out, please? I would like to see him today if possible.
Well, I'm new here and I really don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
And if you're happy to sim with your eyes, you only had to look at our nurse, Sexy Sally.
Excuse me a moment.
Can you tell me which tooth he's going to fill?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, is it a back one or a front one?
I don't know.
Is it a black one or a white one?
I don't know.
And just to keep us at ease, there was Sergeant Anne, the hygienist.
There's lucky. Have you come across these before? Toothbrushes, they're called. You use the end with the bristle on. And in between the 6-month scale and polish, you're supposed to use them every day to clean your teeth. Now, it's obvious to me that you don't, because your mouth's an absolute mess. Absolutely awful. Are you listening? Concentrating? Because all I'm trying to do for you is to prevent you losing all your teeth by the time you're 25. They're going to drop out. It's no good crying. Listen. They're going to fall out unless you start using a toothbrush regularly.
Oh, there you are. Now, this praccie's always been fairly successful, but I wanted it to be more successful for everyone. So, in my wisdom and maternal selflessness, I pointed out to my boys that they needed to learn about people, that they needed to acquire some people skills, and that this process should involve everyone, from the dentist to the staff to me. And that's when we started to have regular staff meetings in surgery hours, like this one.
Bigger dance floor. Yeah.
Bigger dance floor.
Nice and food. More wine.
Okay.
Better starters.
Let's go on to something a bit more serious now, okay? I've established with you before that we're a service industry, just like McDonald's or the high street, selling things in shops. Now, if we're going to be a serious service industry, how do you think that we could establish better contact with our patients? Jill, what do you think?
Well, smiling. Be happy.
Right, okay, yeah.
Eye contact.
Good. Anything,
That sort of thing.
anything else, Val?
Sort of friendly approach when they move in, you know, when they first come into the waiting room.
Now, these meetings aren't just talking. The staff become actively involved through discussion and role play. Oh, it's not acting. It's just practicing different ways of being yourself in a safe environment.
As we discussed at the last staff meeting, what we're going to try this time is a little role play with a patient and one of the receptionists. So, well done, Jane, you volunteered. That's who you are, and that's who you are, Mary. Let's see what happens.
Okay, right.
Shall I have it back?
I have an appointment with Martyn.
Just wait a moment. Yes?
I have an appointment with Martyn. Tell him I'm here.
And you are?
My name is Jane Major. Would you mind telling him I've arrived?
You're late.
My appointment was for 10ish. Just tell him I'm here. It's a simple enough thing.
So gradually, things improved. People communicated. The atmosphere was dead sound, like one happy family. But that wasn't enough. As yet, we hadn't communicated with the most important people in the pracky, the patients. Me. I'm off home. Ta-ra.
Well, that was rather a special way of presenting a very different practice. I'm sure we can all get some ideas and inspiration from Martyn Amsel and his very successful team.
And